I told you we will be seeing about the factors controlling the Indian climate, right? And I told you they are similar towards the factors controlling the globe, that is latitude, altitude, pressure of the wind circulation, ocean current, and distance from the sea. All these things are also the causes. But here we can see separately we have few causes which are really responsible for the change of climatical condition in India. The first thing if you see, it is the latitude, next you have altitude and pressure of the wind. So these are the three important factors which are really responsible for the change in the climatical condition in India. So first we'll see the latitude. So if you see about latitude, we have been crossing through the Tropic of Cancer. The Tropic of Cancer lies from the Rana Punch to the Strait of westward movement of till Mizoram. You can find the Tropic of Cancer which is prevailing. So what happens is that India lies, this is the tropical and subtropical region. So India lies in such a way that it has the tropical and subtropical regions. So because of this also you can find a climatical changes that happens in India because of the tropical subtropical range that we have in India. Then the next thing is about the altitude. As altitude, I told you, it is based on the height of an area. So if you see, we have lot of mountains which is present in India. In the northern region you can find all these areas are being called mountains, and in western region, in the southern region you can find we have the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats which are flowing, which are bounding us together. Okay, so these mountains are been ranging from 600 meters to 30 meters height. So what happens is that because of this their height, you can find their temperature remains same all the time, and you can find that these mountains which are prevailing here in the north as well as in the south are not allowing the external air to enter into the part of India, that is from the Mediterranean Sea. In the globe if you see, or in the world map you can see that from the Mediterranean region there will be a movement of air which will happen. So when it is happening, it is obstructed or it has been stopped by the mountains over here. Okay, so what happens is that the rain, if the air contains lot of moisture content, it will pour down the rain in these areas, but it will not be received by India. Okay, so what happens is that the climate will be different in all the places. So if that is not obstructed by the mountains, we will be having lot of rainfall in the northern region. Okay, so that is the another reason which you can see. And the final reason is about the pressure of the air. So the pressure of the air can be still more classified into aspects like pressure and surface wind. So pressure that happens in the surface of the area, land. Then the next thing you can see is about the upper air circulation. The upper air circulation that happens. Another one is about the western cyclone disturbances. So you will be asking me question. Ma'am, what is wind pressure? What is upper air circulation? What is the western cyclone disturbances? So wait, I'll explain you what is it. You can find the upper air circulation or the pressure and the surface wind that has been created in the northern region of India. So what happens is that you can find normally it will be getting heated. This northern region or this area above India you can find will get heated up. So when it is heated up, you can find the heated up air start moving towards the eastern direction. Eastern flow it will be entering, and the wind in the subtropical regions. So other region where it has low pressure. So high pressure will try and come to the low pressure area. So that is what is happening. From the high pressure area, it will try to move towards the low pressure area. So when it is moving towards the land direction and moves towards the southern region, as it comes across the land mass and not the water bodies, you can find the air that is moving from the northern region and coming towards the southern region will not have lot of moisture content. So we cannot expect lot of rainfall that happens. Okay, so this is one thing because of which we'll feel some dryness in few months. That is called as summer, and it is not stopping over there itself. My dear students, you can find when it is coming, you can find this has a defect towards the right due to the coral. You can find in your book, it is in blue box, it is the coral force. This coral force means like the rotation of the earth that happens, no? So the rotation of the globe, when it is happening, you can find the coral force is responsible for the defecting. So if this is continuously rotating, if it is not touched by anything, you can find that it will not get disturbed at all. But when it is rotating and I put something upon it, what will happen is, if I disturb this with something, what happens? It will get obstructed or some other problem will happen. Similarly, you can find that the coral force is when the globe is rotating, the outer air that is present on the globe is trying to compel them or puts a pressure upon them, because of which you can find that the wind start reversing itself. Reversing means it start moving towards that area where it had started. Okay, so hence you can find this because of the disturbances as well as land movement, the rainfall will be very low, and the pressure and the wind that is created, that has been over an area, is somewhat harder in summer season. And if it is in winter season, you can find that the northern region, Himalayas are always cooler, right? Yes, this Himalayas will be prevailing with cooler temperature. But you can find that is Himalaya is an area which is cool, dry wind which will be available over there, and that wind blows. That region is being having low pressure. So what happens is that the low pressure area will be taken place by the high pressure, right? So what they are doing is they are entering into the high pressure area. The low pressure area is being tried to compelled by the low pressure area. So low pressure area develops in the interior part of Asia. Or it is means I am giving an example like this area, but in the interior part of Asia you can find it will get developed. So this causes the complete direction of the wind movement in the summer season, and the air moves towards the high pressure area. So it is moving high pressure area where it will be there in the ocean body. So it is moving towards the south of Indian Ocean. So when it is moving towards the Indian Ocean, ocean body has lot of moisture content. So it starts absorbing the water content from there. And when it is crossing the southeastern direction or crossing the equatorial region, you can find it will be pouring some amount of water in the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so that area you can find rainfall will be received, and that is known as the southwest monsoon of India. So that is called as southwest monsoon of India. So this wind blows over the warm oceans. Okay, so they are moving over the warm oceans and gathering the moisture. Gathering means observing the moisture content. So when they are observing the moisture content, they are bringing the rain to the particular area. So are you able to understand, my dear students? This is called as the upper wind circulation. Okay. Then you can see that next we will see the upper air circulation. So previously we saw pressure and the wind of the surface area. In surface whatever is happening. So next we will see about the upper air circulation. So we can find that the upper air will be circulating. That is like a low pressure area means, as I told you already, all the high pressure will try to compel it and it will try to fill that surface. Okay, so when it is happening, you can even find in your playground or somewhere, that is when you are moving in that area, a small cycle, like it will be called as tornado, small tornado. Okay, that will be forming. That is called as the movement of the air towards the upper direction. It is called as the movement of the air towards the upper direction, upper air circulation. And here you have the west flow up jet stream and the east flow jet stream, which is here. So this two jet streams, so most of these jet streams are being formed in the 70 to 30 degree Celsius. So these jet streams are being having pressure in the area about some degrees. I'll tell you what it is. So when the air or air belt moves narrow towards the upper surface, it's known as the jet stream, and it will be above 12,000 meter. Okay, and the wind will be like a troposphere. It will be troposphere, and the speed, you see, the speed of the wind will be 110 in summer and 184 kilometer in winter. So the number of the jet stream has been identified in different places. So this happens in the mid latitude only, and in the subtropical regions you can find these types of jet stream which are being forming. So these jet streams are being when it is blowing from the southern region, that is southern of the Himalayan regions, and in a year they will be expecting some summer regions. Okay, so when it is moving towards the western direction and enters to the northwest direction, you can find there it forms the western jet stream, and the North Himalayas will be appearing in the form of a sun movement upward. So that is called as the tropical eastern jet stream. Okay, when the air is blowing from the peninsular India, and it will be happening approximately means not exactly, here and there, 14 degree of north, you can find this jet stream of westerly jet stream will be formed. Okay, and you can find another one is the western cyclone disturbances. So this western cyclone disturbances in the Mediterranean region. So here in the Mediterranean region you can find the west flowing of air that happens. Okay, so they usually influences the weather of the northern region and the northwestern region of the globe and India. So what happens? The tropical cyclones are being occurring during the season. So as I told you already, in the Mediterranean region, it is an ocean body. So what happens from there? The air starts circulating. So it is called as the western cyclone. So when there the moisture content is too high and it comes towards the India, and when it is entering here, you can find it will pour down some water here, and when it is entering into the central part, you can find the seasonal changes that happens in India. Okay, that is called as the monsoon season that is beginning in India. So this tropical cyclone starts, and it will be starting in the month of October to November, and that is because of the purely movement of the earth towards the easterly flowing. Okay, and this disturbance will be happening, disturbance in the part of eastern flowing wind that happens. So when it is being stopped and disturbed by the coastal wind. So the wind is flowing from here. Okay, so what happens? This is the coastal areas. So from here also the air will be circulating. So both the air, when it is being entering, so it is getting disturbed by the coastal wind. Okay, so when it is disturbed by the coastal wind, you can find few areas will be receiving lot of rainfall, because the wind water that is here and from this area and if the water is being brought from the Mediterranean region also, you can find it will be in the form of a rainy season. So you can find, and the centering here, it will pour down because of this also, and that is the reason you can hear in news like every year or few years the disaster that happens in Orissa and Andhra Pradesh, like water will be flowing everywhere. Yes or no, flood will be occurring in those areas. So that is what is about the western cyclone disturbances, my dear students. Please go through the content because this is really a difficult chapter which you are supposed to read. Without reading, it is not possible to understand, my dear students. So read each and every line. Okay. So okay. Thank you, students.